And welcome. It's FA Cup time. It is FA Cup time, and Chelsea come up against Morecambe. A bit of a different preview, more of like no script for this one because it's the first of the tournament, and there's not really much to process. Obviously, there's bits from the press conference. Chilwell is all but gone now. We've known that for quite some time, but now that the January transfer window is now open, it's more or less a matter of time rather than if. It's a matter of when Benjamin Chilwell will depart from Chelsea Football Club. Before we begin, please do like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. Does it work? It works, kind of. It's 10 o'clock. We're back. Again, please do like the video. Four winless games in a row now, and obviously you come into this sort of game, you're hoping, you're praying, you're trusting that this is just going to be one of those games where I don't want to suggest that it's ever going to be a walk in the park. I don't want to say that this should be a win. But it should be a win. I know that we're obviously not doing great as of late, but Morecambe, 23rd in League Two, 24 games played, and just 20 points in that time. Minus 17 goal difference. It is... come on. I don't know what kind of mindset everyone else has at the moment, but I'm still of the mindset that whilst very annoying, whilst very frustrating that we have dropped points in the fashion that we have, in the way that we have, against the teams that we have, we've gained points, we've registered points in matchups far harder than the ones that we've dropped points against. And I do think if we lose this game somehow, I do think that alarm bells will be ringing. Do I think it will be time for any hashtag ends o'clock? Ends o'clock. It's always ends o'clock. Will I be calling for any hashtag Enzo out or fucking, what I'm trying to say? Me personally, absolutely no chance, but it would cause, it could potentially be a bit of a cause for concern in that regard. We've played against each other once, I believe, in the FA Cup back in 2021. Is that right? Mason Mount, Timo Werner, Callum Hudson-Odoi, and Kai Havertz, the goal scorers. We must have. I feel like I do remember the game. I think I would have done a watch-along for that game as well. It was back in 2021, so I would have been. But yeah, the kind of team that we can expect to see play against this, is your B team with a little sprinkle of academy players. I would imagine it's just going to have to be a typical game where it's a wait and see. We're at home, which doesn't always scream win, especially these days. Our home record, that said, obviously the most recent one, a loss to Fulham, a draw to Arsenal back in November. But between those two fixtures, we did win 3 games, a 3-0 win against Aston Villa, a 2-1 win against Brentford, and a 5-1 win against Shamrock Rovers. So there's some results there. Listen, it's gonna be a potentially frustrating game. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we concede first. We always seem to concede first in games such as these. At the same time, though, I would be absolutely bewildered, bamboozled, beside myself if, in a bad way, by the way. I can't quite recall if beside myself always is a positive connotation, but it's a negative one in the one that I'm trying to say. But I'll be beside myself should we somehow fluff it in this game. I've got to go with, let's look at some of Morecambe's recent results, shall we? So away from home, no, that's us. Away from home in the FA Cup, sure. They've obviously had some qualifiers to get into this, potentially. Oh, no. the beginning process. We're obviously quite well off this time around because we actually finished quite high up. Either way, away from home, lost to Salford City. A win away from home against Carlisle. They lost to Cheltenham. They drew to Tranmere. They won against Swindon. And it is just a bit of a Technicolor wasp name. It's an absolute random mishmash of results for Morecambe away from home. Not really any thrashings, though, that said, even with minus 17 goal difference for them. I'm going to go 3-0. My prediction, I'm going to go 3-0. 3-1. 3-1. I think the away side will get a goal, get the fans going. We like to accommodate to the away fans, don't we? But I could see it easily being a goal conceded, you know. But at the same time, I think I can see. I hope Guiu starts. I've got Guiu on the thumbnail for the for this video, but also for the watch along. I hope Guiu gets a start. To be fair, I don't care for Nkunku at the moment. Not at this point, but at the moment, it's just a bit like I had such high hopes for Nkunku. I really did. And I know it's not necessarily his fault that he's not getting started over and over and over again in any big games. But then when he does get the chances, it's like 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there, 2 minutes here. And it's like, what are we doing? We're just ruining this guy's career by not giving him the right amount of game time that he deserves. And I just, not a criticism to Nkunku, but I just like the way Guiu plays a bit more. He's younger, he's got more fight in him, he's got more determination, he's known for jockeying and being on the furthest defender back, the goalkeeper, so on and so forth. He's tracking them down like a man on a mission. And I am, in this sort of game, I'm looking to see a Mark Guiu, you know. I hope I could see him getting a brace. If he starts, listen, he might even get another hat trick. He got one the other day, obviously. But I would be surprised if we didn't get a brace from Mark Guiu in this game. It can very well be used as a form of probably not, though, because it's not. Might see Reece James. I wouldn't be surprised if we do, but I also wouldn't be surprised if we don't. I'm not going to see this as some sort of like catapult. If we batter Morecambe, we're not going to go and then beat Bournemouth and Wolves and City and West Ham and so on and so forth, because truth be told, it's not going to be the kind of team that we're going to be playing against Bournemouth, Wolves, City, West Ham. It's going to be a B team, maybe even less, because, bottom of the barrel League Two side, albeit it is the FA Cup, so anything can happen. I just don't think it's going to be one of those games, or at least I pray that it's not going to be one of those games. With that said, let me know your predictions in the comments down below. I'll be live 30 minutes before kickoff for the game here, and hopefully try and get the thing up and running on TikTok again, because that thing is dying because of that fucking strike I got for whatever I did but even didn't do. Whatever. We'll move on. It's ends o'clock. It's ends o'clock. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. My name is Harry out the Chelsea, and peace.